this is the first time I've been out on bike this year. It's late March. We've had a pretty ropey winter. The bike's been laid up in the garage. We've had snow, frost, ice, gales, torrential rain, you name it, we've had it this year. But more crucially, the fact is that we've had very few dry days. It's always been wet and miserable. So today they're forecasting it to be dry all day, so I thought I'd make an effort and get out. Just get her a quick once over, tyre pressures and God knows what else before I set off. And it's quite a decent day, bit chilly, but as long as you're wrapped up well. I can't make my mind up whether they've actually gritted the roads or not. I mean, we've had a hell of a lot of rain after all the snow and ice, and it had washed the roads clean, but there's still places where you can see the orange grit, and I'm just wondering whether it's residue left over from the bad weather. I mean, they must have chucked tons of it about when it snowed, but as yet I haven't seen the roads looking white with salt, so that's boosts your confidence a bit that they've not been throwing the damn stuff about everywhere. I know we'd be in a poor way if they didn't throw it about, but it is a bit annoying when you want to bring your bike out and you don't want to get it all corroded and grotty. Yeah, so as I say, it must be, I think I put the bike away sometime in October, November time. I have dragged it out the garage every few months and just fired it up and let it warm up and tick over. But I'd say all I did this morning was check the tyre pressures, fired her up and set off, and she's running really well. It's great to be back on the bike. Just hope that the weather's going to start and pick up now, although I do believe we've got a lot more rain to come. Just shy of 15,000 miles now on the clock, just over 14,900. And I still don't tire of the old girl. It's I've not been hankering for a new bike, let's put it that way. I've not seen anything that really gets me going. I went and had a look at the new BSA Gold Star a few months back with a mate of mine, and it's nice to see the BSA mark back, but it doesn't do a great deal for me. I wouldn't go out and buy one, let's put it that way. But everybody to their own. Still looking a bit bleak out here. There's one or two buds on the trees, but not on many. To be honest, I don't think some of these back roads see a gritter anyway, so it's not such an issue. It seems to be the main roads and bus routes that they concentrate on. I'll just stop for a minute. So, I don't know whether you can see, but I've got a little bit of misting in the bottom of the clocks. It's something I generally get after the winter when the bike's been garaged up. But once it's been out, and particularly if it's had a bit of sunshine on it, they soon dry out. And I've had no detrimental effects from it anyway. You know, the clocks still work fine. I had wondered at some point trying to take them out and put some of those little desiccant bags in there. But to be perfectly honest, I can't be bothered. Don't worry me that much. Of course, it would worry me if the clock's packed in. Right. Oh, there she is. Not looking too bad after being laid up for the winter. As I say, I think I've done 14,920 miles. I've only got another 80 miles to go and I'll have done 5,000. It's taken me a long time to get to 15,000. Did I say 5,000 earlier on? Going crackers. Yeah, so it's taken me a good while to get up to 15,000. I mean, didn't take too long to get to 10. But of course, we've had a pandemic and lockdowns and God knows what else. So the bike hasn't had really as much use the past 2 or 3 years as it had in the first 2 or 3 years. But no, I'm still perfectly happy with it. As I say, I've got no hankering to get another bike or get rid of it. I still enjoy riding it. So, other than repeating myself on what I've always said on the on my other reviews at 5 and 10,000 miles and whatever else, there's not a lot I can actually add. It's been reliable. Get good fuel economy. I mean, I'm getting about 68, 70 to gallon. Was plenty fast enough for me. Handles reasonably well. Obviously, it's no sports bike, but then when you see the state of the roads in Derbyshire and surrounding counties, you're not going to be thrashing about too much. You never know what you're going to find around the corner. No, I'm happy with it. It'll be staying for a few more years yet, probably until I get to the point where I can no longer ride and I become that decrepit and infirm. So, yep, it's been a keeper. Longest I've ever held on to one bike. I was only trying to figure out the other day I mean, how many bikes I've had since me started riding, and how many years I'd been riding, and I think it worked out that I must have kept each one a maximum of 2 years. Some, I mean, obviously some kept a little bit longer, some were kept even less. But say this one's what, 2016? It's 2023 now, so this September it'll be 7 years old. I have never kept a bike that long. Right, that's about as much as I can tell you. I'm going to sign off now. See ya.